Oh, hey, how's it going? Didn't see you sitting there. What's happening? Give me just a sec to pop everything open here as usual. Okay, gonna get the old push notification sent out first. And comment push when you guys see the push notification hit your cellular devices, aka your phone, aka your iPhone, Android, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you're using the Google phone. Maybe you're using a Samsung. I don't know. There it is. Comment push once you guys see that. What's up, Tony? Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Hey, everyone. Join us live now. Did you complete your homework assignment for the weekend? There we go. Everyone tag done, push notification done. Boom, 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 boom. We're rolling. We're officially rolling here on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning that it is right now out there. Beautiful Monday morning. And I believe, let me go check the digits here. Let me go check the numbers. I believe, there we go. Yep. We have some people to shout out from last week, which I know I mentioned, I might have mentioned this Friday, but of course, you know, brand new week, always good to circle back and reflect back what happened last week. And we had a lot of great things happen last week. We spent a lot of time last week. If you you're living in a cave, you don't know what's going on, you're new, you're not paying attention, all of these things can happen. So I'm going to pull up some info and make sure that you guys are staying in tune with what is going on here with the funnel team and everything we got going on, because straight up, we got stuff going on. And last week we talked a lot about short form videos. Now let's get in here and talk about, let's recap a little bit and talk about, you know, why did we spend so much time? We spent 3 whole days talking about short form videos last week. Let's make sure you guys are awake. Let's get the blood flowing. Let's get you guys commenting. Let's get you guys, engaged. If you're on your tablets or phones, make sure you guys are liking and hearting, all that other stuff. I think you could do that on a desktop as well. Okay. But why did we spend so much time talking about short form videos? Put that in the comments right now. Why did we spend 3 days talking about short form videos? Because short form videos are your answer right down below. Why did we spend 3 days talking about that stuff? Why are short form videos important in your business? Like, why is that in our team training site? Why is that the very first thing that is talked about, besides like, hey, go get the app? We jump right into, here's how you start promoting. Yeah, it is the gateway. It is the gateway to long form videos, long form content, getting people from a short form attention grabber. That's all a short form video is. It grabs their attention. It makes them want more. That's it. And it gets them to a long form video. That's it. That's the whole point of a short form video. Your short form videos are not designed to sell people and get them to buy into your business. You want to get them long form or short form to long form. That's it. So for whatever crazy reason, guys, if you guys missed any of last week's, and this is just kind of a refresher for a lot of you guys, if you guys missed any of last week's training, I would really go through and make sure that you guys are doing some follow-up here. So inside of your bonuses section, right here, it says your bonuses. You open that up, right? You open up that, and then it says right here, live weekly training. Same thing. You can get the same exact link in your app. You guys you're never going to miss out on what we do. And I get sometimes you guys are working, sometimes you guys got stuff going on, sometimes like life gets in the way. We all get it, but you always have your training replays here. So when you click on that and you scroll all the way down, because we have literally every training that we've done live in there, scroll down and you guys can go all the way down and you guys can see right here, here's last week's training, and specifically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we spent those 3 days right here, boom, 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 all talking about short form videos. So if you guys need those refreshers, they're right there. They're right there. And you guys can access those at any time in your training site, in your app, okay? So make sure you guys are up to speed. Make sure you guys are plugging in. Make sure you guys are doing the thing. And the whole point here, why we spent 3 days talking about short form videos, is for you guys to practice and get good at short form videos. Because at the end of the day, like, if your short form videos suck, you know, that's something that realistically you should spend some time on. It's something that you should focus on practicing and getting good at, because I'm just telling you guys right now, anyone on our team, period, end of story, who has quickly shot up, who has made a dozen, 2 dozen, 100+ sales in their funnel team career, anyone has done, any of those people have done well with short form videos. Does that make sense? Comment makes sense if that makes sense. Okay, just hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down here. Anyone, if you look at anyone over the years, you know, anyone that's suddenly made a lot of sales or made a lot of consistent sales, any single one of those people, common denominator here, any one of them has all done well with short form videos. I remember Kylie, literally a year and change ago, whatever it was, she had a couple of videos that just went, and she was making like 10 to 15 sales a pop at a time because she had a couple of short form videos that just took off. Catherine's had it happen. Nicole's had it happen. Celeste's had it happen. Shannon's had it happen. I've had it happen. Kirsty's had it happen. So many people have had it happen where they have a short form video or two take off and you just make a ton of sales. That is your gateway to getting people to your long form content. So that's why we talk about it so much. Okay. Now, let's get real. Let's circle back and talk about what else we talked about on last Friday. Actually, you know, before I get to there, 1 second before I get there, I do want to give some shout outs. I want to give some shout outs because last week was a really, really cool week where we saw a lot of people make their first sale ever. So let's give some shout outs, and hopefully these people are watching here live now today or soon, right? So Sim, congratulations to Sim for making her very first sale ever. Okay. Sim, what type of sale was that? Was that someone, was that a global sale, or was meaning like it was outside of the USA, or was that a sale here in the USA? Because that'd be really cool if somebody from outside the USA made a sale inside the USA. That'll just show you guys that like your biggest market is here in the United States. Okay. So shout out to Sim. Shout out to her. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. Mark, I don't think that was your first sale, but Mark made a sale last week, which is great. Might have been his first. Beth Hurley, that was, I believe, again, Beth, correct. And we have a couple of Beths here. So, Beth Hurley, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was your first sale for sure. And then we had Jannie, Jnnie, and I believe she's here in the Facebook group. Jannie, made her very first sale. Nick made his very first sale, and I'm doing my best here. Tesfaye also made her very first sale. So we had a whole bunch of people last week that all made their very first sale. Okay, global sale. Awesome. So shout out to all those folks. Again, I mean, all of those folks, newer-ish people, made their very first sale, most of them within 30 days. And it's just, that's the best, man. That is the best when we plug in brand new members, they get started, they make money. It's really, really cool. And that's what we do. So appreciate you guys for, you know, all of you guys for being here, getting started, doing the thing. And as you guys know, we talk about it. You guys can please use this in your content. Documentation beats conversation. A lot of systems will boast that you can make a lot of money. A lot of systems will boast that you can make sales. we have the documented proof that it works. We have that in our results group. We have that in our sales videos, in our webinars, all those other things. We have the proof. Okay, end of story. So now, pop quiz. What was your homework assignment over the weekend? Who can tell me? Put that in the comments right now. What was your homework assignment over the weekend? And I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to show you guys the homework assignment, and we're going to talk about that because there's a lot of really important underlying things that were in your homework assignment over the weekend. And I also want to highlight too, I want to highlight a post that I did over the weekend too. I want to talk about that. So what was your homework assignment? What was that? If you guys are like, wait, we had a homework assignment over the weekend? What is he talking about? So yeah, it was a video to watch. Yes, Leslie nailed it. Watch Eric's video 3 times. Watch it 3 times, okay? So we're going to swing back to that in a second. One thing I want to talk about real quick is a post I did. I saw this, another creator that I followed, actually a guy I've met in person, really great guy named Dave, posted this, and I just really, really like it. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. A lot of you guys engaged on this post right here, right? And I want you guys to think about this really quick because I posted this on Saturday. And when you guys start your own home-based business, right? When you guys start that, and you guys, especially when you're new, when you're brand new and you guys start the process of like trying to make money online, trying to build your business, you're out there posting content, you're stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone, you're doing things that you don't normally do. You're going to have a lot of critics. You're going to have a lot of people that will reach out to you, friends, family, all those other things. And they're going to be like, what are you doing? Why don't you just play it safe? That stuff is so risky. Why do you do that type of stuff? And it's really, really simple, guys. Sometimes the issue is their ceiling is your floor. And, you know, like what that really means is you're just willing to do things that they're not. You're willing to take those risks. You're willing to step outside of your comfort zone because you want more. And when other people around you, especially the people that are closest to you, don't understand that, it's not a matter that they have the facts, they have the data, they have the proof. It's just that they don't understand. They're going to lash out and be like, oh, whoa, you shouldn't do that. That's risky. That's not safe. That's this, that's that, that's whatever. And it's all of those comments, all of that feedback is based on inexperience. It's based on not knowing. And that's really all it is. So I thought that was really impactful and really powerful. So I wanted to share that with you guys because we all face that from time, especially, and this is, hear me out when I say this, especially when you're new and you're out there and you're doing things that you don't normally do, you're stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone, you're making content, you're talking about business, you're talking about things that you don't normally talk about. The people closest to you are going to be your biggest critics. People that don't know you personally will be your biggest supporters. Because to most people, your biggest supporters, you are an authority. You have what's called authority positioning. Comment that down below. It's a very, very important 2 words for you. Authority positioning. What that means is by you getting out there and you doing you and you making that content, even though you might be scared shitless, even though you might be nervous, even though it might seem like it's out of your comfort zone, it might feel like it's out of your comfort zone, you're doing what most people are not willing to do. And that's why the people closest to you will be like, oh no, those things are bad. Those things don't work. Those things are pyramid schemes. Like, it's so risky. Why would you do that? They just don't know. They're just not educated. And when I say uneducated, I don't mean that they're dumb. That's not what I'm saying. I mean they're uneducated as in uninformed. They don't have all of the information that you have. That's all that really is. So yeah, authority positioning. You have that. That's a real thing. And when you're willing to do things that most people aren't willing to do, people will follow you. People will engage with you. People will identify with you and say, oh, look at that guy, look at that guy, look at that gal, look at that person. They're just an everyday person like me, and they're going for it, and they're making it happen. That's somebody I might want to go follow. So if that makes sense. Now, let's get back to the homework assignment. Okay. So in here, I posted you guys this video to watch right here. Okay. And I said specifically right here, okay, watch 3 times between now and Monday. And I posted that on Friday. So you had 3 days to watch it 3 times. Okay. Now, that is a very, 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 very impactful video. Okay. And Eric Worre, who did that training, is a very impactful trainer. I have I don't know if I have one of his books over here. I do have one of his books somewhere. I just don't know if it's on my shelf here. It's somewhere. It's called How to Go Pro. How to Become a Professional Marketer. So let me ask you guys right now. Put them in the comments down below. For those you get now, let's do a 2-phase operation here. If you completed it and you watched it 3 times, comment 3x down below right now. Comment 3x if you guys actually did the homework assignment and you actually realistically watched it 3 times. Put 3x down below. I'm just curious. And there's a specific reason why I wanted you to watch it 3 times. Like, you can watch it 1 time and be like, okay, cool concept, I understand it. And then you watch it a 2nd time, and then you're going to pick up on a couple more things. Then you're going to watch it a 3rd time, and you're going to pick up on more things. That's the reason. And it's what, like a 8-minute video, 7, 8, 9-minute video. It's not a tough watch. It's an easy watch. A little bit of a pitch at the end, which I told you, he wants to get you into his Facebook group and blah, blah, blah. But everyone does. Okay. So I got mostly 3X's in here. I got a 2X. Okay. So if you actually watched it 3 times, comment 3X. All right. If you didn't do the homework assignment, own it. Own it right now and say didn't do it. And if you didn't do it, that's cool. That's okay. Just go back and do it. Go watch it 3 times over the next 3 days. Or watch it 3 times in a row, or 3 times in 24 hours, or 3 times in 2 days. I don't care. Just, go do it. It's up to you, if you don't want to get the value, if you don't want to have a good understanding of what it could take to see real incredible success, don't do it. It's up to you. Don't do it. You know what I mean? But I put that out there for you guys because it's real, it's proven, and it gives you perspective as to what can happen if you go do the thing. Okay? Yes, Miles, obviously if you joined yesterday, then I get it. We'll give you a grace period. It's all good. Okay? Didn't, will do. Okay, cool. So, for those of you guys that did watch it, what were your takeaways? What did you get out of it? Give me your biggest aha moment. What was your aha moment from that homework assignment? Drop that in there. Okay? Drop that in there right now. What was your aha moment after watching that 3 times or even watching it once? What did you get out of that? And then we're going to talk about that a little bit. He talks about there's one specific point where he's literally drawing out on like a little dry erase board exactly what he's talking about. And that specifically that for me was my aha moment. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay. Yeah. Don't half-ass it. Yep. Don't half-ass it. Because if you kind of try, if you kind of go at it, you're going to kind of get results. You're going to not really get results. And then ultimately you're going to get frustrated. You're going to give up. You're going to quit. End of story. And there's a huge difference between kind of trying versus 100% deciding. And I'm going to swing back and talk about deciding. I'm going to swing back. Going 100%. Yes. One big burst. Yep. One big burst. Burst in 100% that can carry you. Yeah. 100%. 100% agree with your 100%. So we'll recap everything really quick. And Eric's done this exercise multiple times. You know, Eric said, who here out in the audience is a pilot? And the room was probably filled with, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people. And Eric said, who out here in the audience is a pilot? And then he had the pilot stand up and he asked the pilot a question. And he said, if you're piloting a plane, and he drew this out. I'll even pull it up right here so you guys can see it. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to pull up that one specific, spot where he's talking about that, and he's talking about getting up and off the ground, right? Okay, so I got it right there. So in the video, he's talking about if you're in an airplane, right? If you're in an airplane and at the end of the runway, this is the runway right here. And at the end of the runway is a fence, or sometimes you guys have seen is a body of water. It could be a lake, it could be an ocean, it could be whatever. In order to get up and off the runway, okay, the plane needs 100% thrust, 100% momentum to get up and off the ground. What happens if you give it 50%, 40%, 70%? You're going to crash. You're not going to make it. Okay? So it's a really impactful moment because this is coming right from a pilot. So when you think about your business and you think about to get to the point of success, to get to the point of true consistency, to get to the point of being able to have consistent sales, to have consistent team growth, it takes 100% effort. 100% effort. And if that makes sense to you and you understand that, comment 100% effort down below. Now, the trick here is a lot of people will think that you're giving 100% effort. You think you're giving 100% effort. Okay. But in reality, when times get hard, if you're going to give up and quit, or you're going to peel back, or you're not going to be consistent, and that's a big hint. That's a big clue right there. When you get to a point where you're not as consistent as you know you should be, or you're not doing the work, or you're not giving it your all, then you know you're not giving it 100%. And not giving it 100% is the first step towards that crash and burn. So and again, that's why I wanted you guys to watch this 3 times. There's a lot of hidden takeaways throughout that video, a lot of little hidden nuggets that you can pick up on that you might not get the first time. Okay? So that's why we're talking about this. Now, the question is, how do you get to 100%? How do you do it? How do you get to 100% effort, 100% maximum thrust, maximum push, maximum, focus and effort in your business? How do you get there? It's one simple thing. One simple thing. Who can tell me what it is? And I just mentioned it earlier. Put your comment down below. It's one simple thing. And then I'm going to tell you literally a real life story. I'm going to give you guys some facts, an actual conversation that happened. Okay. What is it? How do you get to 100% effort in your business? And I will say, while you guys are waiting for that, okay, he gave some examples. And again, this is why I wanted you to watch this more than once. He gave some examples of what 100% effort would look like. He said, go find X amount of people. Go find X amount of people who find X amount of people. And you create that massive thrust, that massive push, that massive acceleration in your business. Okay, so a lot of you guys are commenting consistency. And that's not the right answer. It's not the right answer. In order to get to, and I'm going to tell you why, in order to get to 100% momentum in your business, What's one thing that you have to have? What's one thing that you have to do? You have to do this. Not have it, you have to do it. Okay? So maybe that will help you figure it out. Consistency is what you have to have. But before you can be consistent, you have to do this one thing. What is it? What is it? Yeah, you got to work. That's part of being consistent. But what's this one thing you got to do? Okay, mindset, Sherry, you're getting close. You're getting close. There's one specific thing you have to do. And this is the defining moment in your career, in your online journey, in your make money journey. It's one specific thing that you have to do. Okay? Action, show up, believe in yourself, action, yep. Yeah, but it's not action though, because you have to do this before you take the action. We're all dancing around it. You guys you're dancing right around it. Okay? You have to do what? What do you have to do in order to take action, in order to be consistent, all of those things, in order to all those other things, right? Yeah, you got to have discipline. It does start with a D. Starts with a D. I'll give you that hint. Starts with a D. Okay? Yeah, working on yourself will be part of it. Having goals will be part of it. This one thing you have to do in order to have 100% momentum, in order to give your business your all, okay? Desire, discipline, yep, you're close. You guys are all like circling around it. You're all circling around it. Determination, yep. Having determined, that's something you have. You have determination. Yes, Mark nailed it. Mark nailed it. You have to decide. That's it. So if I were you, what I would do, if you have a notebook in front of you, which you should, right at the top of the page, not in a line down here, right up here, in big, bold, capital letters, what I would do is I would write that out. Okay, I would write that out in big, bold, capital letters. Decide. You have to decide. Because ultimately, if you don't decide, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to take action. You're not going to go do the thing because you didn't decide. You have to decide. So everybody comment decide right now. Let's all be on the same page. Comment decide. It's the most critical point in your business journey. Making that decision that you are going to do this. And you guys heard me say this last week. You will figure this out. You decide. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Back in 2016, for those of you most of you guys have heard my story before. I got started back in January of 2016. That's when I started my online journey, January of 2016. So it's been a minute. And for months, probably 6, 8, maybe 10 months, I was all over the place. I was bouncing around, very similar situation where you guys are. I was like kind of trying, sort of trying, kind of bouncing around all over the place, whatever it was. And I got to a point of frustration. I got to a point where I was thinking, wishing, hoping, praying that I felt I should have had better results than I did. Sound familiar? I felt like I should have had better results. And I found a specific business opportunity and I just said, man, I'm like, this feels like it's the one. And then I had a realization, I had it with me first, and follow these steps because this part here is also important. And I've talked about this with you guys before. I had a self-realization. I said, man, I'm like, I see so many other people out there winning. Why can't I win? What is it that I'm not doing? I'm just as smart. I'm just as much of an action taker. I get it. What am I not doing? Why can't I get results? Have you guys had those thoughts before? Right? I had them, right? And then I had the realization, and I heard somebody else talking about this same exact concept that we're talking about right now. And I said, whatever it was, I don't know what the video, the thing, but whatever, I don't remember the one specific thing, but I remember the moment in time. I remember the moment. I can picture the day. I can feel the day. I can feel that moment back in 2016. And then I made the decision. Ready for this? This is exactly what happened. I made the decision. I wrote down my plan. I wrote down my plan of what I was going to do. I wrote down just as like I was writing out a job schedule, because I was going to show up for this each and every day. I decided back in 2016, I decided that I was going to figure this out. Now, did I know how I was going to figure it out? Did I know what I was going to do? Did I know like the webinars, the content, short form videos, long form video? There was no thing as short form videos back then. I didn't do short form videos. I didn't do short form videos until like 3 years ago. This was back in 2016. I just decided that I was going to figure it out. And then I wrote down my plan. I wrote down my attack plan. And my attack plan was basically my schedule. On this, and this day, I'm going to work it from this time. On the weekends, I'm going to do this. When I have downtime, I'm going to do this. That was my attack plan. Then the next part, once I decided and I had that self-realization, I sat down, not in passing, not while we're driving in the car. I sat down at the dining room table, which, by the way, I still have the dining room table a couple of rooms over. I sat down at the dining room table with my wife. Part of the what was going on in our world at that time helped me decide, because we had a lot of bills piling up. We had a lot of house bills that were piling up. We had a huge stack of bills that were piling up for our son. Our son had special needs, in and out of Boston Children's Hospital, nonstop, whatever. So I sat down at the dining room table with my wife, and I had a stack of bills in front of me. She had a stack of bills in front of her. And I remember saying to her, listen, this is my plan. I said, babe, one way or another, I'm going to figure this out. This is my plan, and I need your support, because I'm going to figure this out. I made the decision. I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to work this. I'm going to invest this amount of time consistently, and I'm going to do this over a period of time. I'm going to figure this out. I see other people doing it, and they're no better than me, okay? Maybe they've learned a little more. Maybe they've developed a little more skill set than I have, but I'm going to figure this out. And I had what I felt was going to be a very difficult, hard conversation. I thought I was going to have to convince her. But based on my emotion, based on my excitement, based on the fact that I had made the decision, based on the fact that I was being honest and sincere in that conversation, she said, I support whatever you want to do. And that was me deciding, saying I was going to figure this out. And I can tell you from personal experience, when you incorporate the people around you into your decision for support, it can go a long way. It can really boost and help you out. And I've talked to some of you guys, and some of you guys literally kind of hide what you're doing from the people that you're living with. You hide what you're doing from your significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. And it makes it really hard to decide. It makes it really hard to focus. It makes it really hard to give this 100%, because you're doing it you're kind of doing it in a closet, you're doing it in a tunnel, and it makes it really difficult. When you can pull in the people around you to help you, support you, it can go a long way. And I know some of you guys out there probably need to have that conversation. Okay? So making that decision, okay? I'm going to tell you guys from personal experience, it seems like a simple thing. It really does. It seems like a simple thing. Oh yeah, I decided. And a lot of people think that they signed up, they decided. Oh, I signed up. I joined my econ. I decided I'm gonna give this a whirl, right? If you think to yourself, hey, I'm gonna try for a little bit, or I'm gonna give this a whirl, you haven't decided. You haven't made that hard ultimate decision. You haven't. Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and you guys will know. This is how you know. If you haven't ultimately made that hard choice to say, I will figure this out. When times get hard and you're not consistent, or you're thinking about bailing, or you're thinking about other options, or you're thinking about what else can you do, and the consistency tails off, and then you know you're supposed to be doing like 3 pieces of content a week, maybe a YouTube video or 2 a week, and then you find yourself not doing those things, you have not decided. You are not giving this your all. Now, are we allowed to have bad moments? Of course. Are we allowed to have even a bad week? Sure. Shit happens. Life happens. Life happens. Trust me. Trust me, real life personal experience, like life happens. Life can suck. But you keep going. You keep finding a way through. We're allowed to have some bad moments. We're allowed to have some bad times. We're allowed to be frustrated. But the point is, if you decide, you find a way to keep going. You will always, always, always find a way to keep going. The excuses will dissipate. The excuses will fall away, and you will find a way to keep going. I hope this stuff makes sense, guys. I really do. And again, it's just giving you guys real life experience. That's it. It's just real life experience. So if you want to get to that point in your business and you want to get the plane up and off the runway, you got to decide. In order to get the plane up and off the runway, you have to decide. And then here's the most poignant moment, the biggest point I can make in this entire live today. Hear me out when I say this. If you decide, nothing will get in your way. Not a thing. If you decide, nothing will get in your way. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what happens, tragedies, yeah, had it happen. Tragedies, life, death, feelings, whatever. You want to feel your feelings, cool, that's fine. But if you decide that you're going to figure this out, and I mean really, really effing decide, there ain't a thing that can stop you. So I want you, my hope, my goal, my wish for you is to become unstoppable. I want you to become unstoppable. And that, for me, is how I feel on a daily basis. No matter what happens, TFT, my econ, whatever, I am unstoppable. There ain't a damn thing that's going to get in my way because I will always be willing to figure it out. And I want that same thing for you. So if you feel that right now, comment unstoppable down below. Drop that in there right now. This is real shit, guys. This is real stuff. And the reason why I share this with you is because I want you to feel this, okay? It's easy to sit here and talk about, hey, go watch this video, go make short form videos, go make a YouTube video like that. All that stuff is just, it's just the stuff. It's just the activities. And so many people get caught up in the activities. You get caught up in the editing. You get caught up in the, what do I make for content? You get caught up in all the techie crap that doesn't matter. Don't get stuck on the crap that doesn't matter. The crap that does matter is you deciding, is you making the ultimate decision that you will figure this out. And then you become unstoppable. And nothing will ever get in your way. Not a spouse, not a significant other, not a family member, not whatever. Nothing will stop you. So please become unstoppable. And once you do, I'm telling you guys right now, and you'll know, and I can tell you, please, from experience, when you ultimately decide, maybe you have a hard conversation with a spouse or a family member, maybe you whatever, but when you decide, when you ultimately, and I get it, some of you guys, maybe some of you guys have been here for 6 months, for a year, maybe longer, and you still to this point maybe have not officially just said, I am going for this. When you make that decision, when you get to that point, it's a feeling that is almost undescribable. You're just like, la, like the clouds open up and the rays of light pour down into your soul. Like and that's why to this day, I can go back to that moment in 2016, sitting at the dining room table, having that conversation with my wife. I can go back to this day and feel that moment. I can feel when I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure this out. And in that moment, there it was. There it was. So I want you to feel that. I want you to have that. And that is the defining moment. That is the decision maker that will get you to that 100% momentum. So back when you guys are like, oh, you got to take action. You got to be consistent. You got to do this. You got short form, long form. Who cares? You can't get to those things until you do this first. And that's it. That's what I got for you today. You guys smell what I'm stepping in? Smells good. Okay. All right. That's all I got for you. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow morning. That's it, guys. Go become unstoppable. Make that decision. Become unstoppable. Appreciate you guys. Rock on. We're going out. Welcome to The Rock Show.